I will try to remember and recall all of the feeder services, be it the past or the present in Singapore, because some of you, no offense, you're just dumb. Like, you just completely deny the existence of said services, and you are the same group of people that think toilet transit existed in 1988. So let's just start with Jurong East, since that's where most of the complaints come from. So this is its current route, Jurong East Street 32. In the past, obviously, it detoured a little bit, Jurong East Street 11, but this was not the original route of 333. It went via Jurong East Central and Jurong East Avenue 1. 334 on the other hand, there weren't really like massive changes to the route. It is literally just Street 42 loop. This is the current route of 335. But 335 hasn't always been like that. In fact, in the past, there was a period of time whereby 335 actually went via Boon Lay Way. Like just straight up Boon Lay Way. And then it didn't even go to Street 41. I think it's 41 at all. And the reason for that is because this bus service actually existed. So this bus service, there were two variations of the route. The first one is the Boon Lay Way variation. So it's just Boon Lay Way. It doesn't go here, Street 52. It doesn't go inside Street 52. It's just 51, West Avenue 1, and it just loops like that. So that was the very first variation. And the second one was Jurong Town Hall Road, Jurong East, and then West Avenue 1. It went inside here, and then it just looped like that. There is this as well. So this one is pretty straightforward. But this thing existed. So it was like that. It was like this. So it didn't loop around. It just went back straight. And before this was a thing, it was 241. And 241 basically came from Jurong Interchange, which was at Jurong Port Road. And then back then, Teban Garden Road wasn't like, how do I put it? It was like Jurong Town Hall Road, Penjuru Road, West Coast Road. Teban Garden Road was actually extended all the way. So buses used to like loop like this. But then nowadays, Teban Garden Road has been reconfigured to go like this instead. So yeah. So my main point is, this exists, this used to exist, and this used to exist. So please don't deny the existence of these services. Moving on to Bedok by numerical order. It's bound to get messy, but 219 is the current 229. There was an old 229, but this is like the current 229. So there weren't really any changes to the route. It was just like this. Okay, then there was a 221. So 221 and the old 229, it merged to become 222. So 221 was like this. New Upper Changi Road. I forgot where Bedok. Okay, I overshot. Bedok North Road. Bedok North Road. Okay, it's around here. And Bedok North Avenue 3, Bedok North Street 1. So this was 221. And the old 229 was like this. Chai Chee Street, Chai Chee Drive, New Upper Changi Road, Chai Chee Road, and then loop back. So this was 229. And 229 and 219 for a period of time coexisted. And then there were other bus services like 223, 224 as well. There was also now it's 38, but there was also a 220 that went Bedok South Road, South Avenue 3, New Upper Changi Road, Bedok South Avenue 2, and then just went back. So this one was 220. And then we also have this, everybody knows this service, it's 225. It never changed. And then there was also a 227, which pretty much just is it was just service. Okay, how do I say this? Nowadays it's like 17A, but in the past it was 227. Okay, don't get me wrong, 17A and 227, they are not like, how to say, related or linked to each other, but there was a 227 that started from Bedok and looped at Bedok North Depot in the exact same fashion as the current service 17. Mentioned this before, but yeah. So basically, yes, this was 385, and then this was 226. I'm drawing by memory, so it's kind of off, but yeah. So this became 60, and then 228 never really changed throughout the years. It's just like this, and then yada yada yada. And then there was a 382, which, okay, it's the exact same thing, but then goes on to Ubi, and then loops like this. Ubi Road 3, by the way. And then this one eventually got absorbed into 63. Simple. This is my second time trying to explain Toa Payoh. So 231 and 232, both of them had GW and GW. So 231 was Lorong 6, 1, 4, and 6. 232 was Lorong 6, 2, 1, and 6. It was actually pretty simple. Over the years, I know 232G and W had like a rejected amendment. It was supposed to be like the current 230, but they just extended 230, but whatever, okay. 232, it had an amendment to go via Toa Payoh Central for one bound. And then, yeah, over the years, it absorbed, I think it was 237 that it absorbed. And then 231, over the years, it got converted into a loop. So yeah, 235, it is, currently it's Toa Payoh East. And then it's like Lorong 3 and stuff, Caldecott. However, in the past, it was actually 6, 4, and then 5, and then it looped like this. This 237 over here, it was pretty simple. It was just Lorong 6, Toa Payoh East, 7, and then 6. 238 never really had much change to its route. I think it never changed at all. And then there was a 230 that I still cannot remember, but there was a 239 which is like 230, but it is like Kim Kiat. It goes inside like some slip road. Then yeah. Okay, I should explain it a little bit more clearly. So there is 230, like the current 230 before extension or whatever, but like 230, it is literally just like this. But then in the past, this 239 used to be, I don't exactly remember what the route was, but it was like something along those lines, and then it just came back. I am not good with Boonlay at all. I know what the current feeder services are, but I just cannot remember their routes. There was this, and this. And then there was this. This one is like Jurong or something, Jurong East. It became 78. And I mean technically I could list them all like this. It's like a whole series that is honestly not very easy to remember. There is like technically they are not feeder services, but a lot of them they started from Jurong. This 253 is exactly the same as, okay, not exactly the same, but the current 253 was actually based on the 253 in the past. So you can think of it as like, again, I don't really remember the exact routes, but a lot of these, they just started at from Jurong interchange as well. And then 250 got merged into 252, stuff like that. And then some of these buses, they had like there was this, there was this, there was this, and stuff like that. There was one more I don't remember, I think it was this. But basically these A's, they instead of starting from like Jurong interchange, which was at Jurong Port Road, keep in mind that Boonlay didn't exist back then, because Boonlay is the replacement for the old Jurong interchange. Before that existed, Boonlay Drive and Boonlay Place, they needed like some sort of connection, direct connection during peak hours to the industrial estate. So that's how all these A's they came about. And 244, it was, this one got absorbed into either this one or this one. I do not remember which one. And again, this 241 was actually the old 331. So yeah. And then the current 241, like the present day 241, it took over the sectors of 242, so 242 got cut. And then 243, it used to be like, it used to like loop at Jurong West Avenue 5. Yeah, it actually went Jurong West Avenue 5, then Street 81 and 82 back. I don't remember the exact route, but yeah. This is something I have to work on because Boonlay is just, I mean, that region was a mess. I mean, Jurong Road was Jurong West Avenue 4 and whatever. Hey, Ang Mo Kio. This one never really changed. This one did change like a bit. It had something to do with like the minor roads inside Ang Mo Kio. So at one point in time, there was like a feeder service that like went via these tiny little roads. Okay, then 263, this one is the present day 268. It started from like Ang Mo Kio Industrial Park 2, Ang Mo Kio Avenue 3, Avenue 4, and then it just looped at Ang Mo Kio Avenue 9, if I'm not wrong. And over time, this one, they changed it so that it looped at Ang Mo Kio Street 63, 64, 62, or something along those lines. And then they also changed it to make it such that for the forward direction, reverse, I don't get it. Okay, basically, the westbound, it just plied Ang Mo Kio Avenue 9, and then eastbound, it was like Ang Mo Kio Avenue 9, Ang Mo Kio Street 61, the opposite side of where 269 currently loops at, and then Ang Mo Kio Avenue 6, Ang Mo Kio Avenue 9. It used to be one direction, but then somewhere in history, oh my god, they changed it so that this 263 actually, even for the westbound, they had to go one round as well. I don't know why. Like this one is kind of like, old service 300 where it would loop at Choa Chu Kang Avenue 5 twice. They had separate bus stops for it. So I'm guessing maybe they had separate bus. I don't know, but just keep in mind that the old 268, the route was like a little jank. Yeah. And then 265. 265 was like, okay, this is Ang Mo Kio Avenue 85. And in the past, there was actually a link, like Ang Mo Kio Avenue 5 and one of the street. Okay, this is 53. This is 52. And then there was a link road, but then, okay, how do I say this? Nowadays, the loop of 265, it's like this. But in the past, there were a few services. I don't think it's just feeder services, but I think one of the trunk services, it actually went via this road. So they would like the return bound towards Ang Mo Kio, and only the return bound, they would actually loop around before going to Ang Mo Kio, kind of thing. So the 0265, which started at Ang Mo Kio interchange, it didn't go to Ang Mo Kio depot at the start. I think it went inside this road. Yeah. Okay, and then 266. How should I explain this one? This one is Ang Mo Kio Avenue 8, 3, 4, Yio Chu Kang Road, Ang Mo Kio Avenue 5, and back. Which looks like the present day service 269. So, and the reason for this is that the old 269 actually went via Ang Mo Kio Avenue 6 instead. And then it didn't go Yio Chu Kang Road, it just went like this. So yeah, this and this, they merge. They combine to become the current 269. Also keep in mind that this 263/268, it used to terminate, not just terminate, it was a terminus, but later it got changed so that it was like Ang Mo Kio Depot to Ang Mo Kio Industrial Park 2 loop. So it just looped here. And okay, because nowadays 268 actually goes Ang Mo Kio Avenue 5, but in the past it did not. So the thing that actually served Ang Mo Kio Avenue 5 and Industrial Park 2, the upper portion, was actually 267. So this 267 was also quite simple. Ang Mo Kio interchange, Avenue 8, Avenue 5, and then just do this loop. And this 267, I think for a period of time, it also went inside that street 53 or 2 that I mentioned last time. I think it was 53. It was connected. And then this wasn't even the original route of 267. There was a different route that I honestly cannot remember. Bukit Merah, again, is kind of a regurgitation, but okay. 271 served Telok Blangah Crescent. 272 took Telok Blangah Rise before both of them were merged. 273 didn't really change a lot. It was just like this. 274 is basically 57, but it loops at Depot Road. 275 is Bukit Permai. And later became 131M. I mean, not really, it got withdrawn. 131M was introduced. And then 131M, no more. So yeah, that's about it for Bukit Merah. I don't really even have to elaborate on this. Oh, okay, maybe I'll just annotate them. 271, 272, 273, 274, and 275. There you go.